Welcome back to the channel, everyone. You're going to be able to see me in this episode, or you see me in all my episodes. But obviously this was done to reference you all tonight's episode. We're going to be going through another WrestleMania records. I know, I've been doing quite a lot of these lately. Been quite bored and I've been wanting to do someone else's record. And tonight, I'm going to be doing John Cena WrestleMania record. His WrestleMania record is 10 wins to 5 losses. Super Cena rarely ever lost at WrestleMania, which is quite surprising. I had to really double check my John Cena history when it comes to his WrestleMania appearances. He has only missed one WrestleMania. Be sure to correct me wrong. I can't remember if he was at 38. I can't remember if he was at 38. I don't remember him being at 38. But you can correct me if I am wrong in any regard. So, I'm very sure he missed 38. I'm pretty sure he missed 38 and 37. But if he was at 38, he might have been a part of a segment or something. Because WrestleMania 32 and WrestleMania 35, he was there, but just there as a segment. He was just there to have a segment. WrestleMania 32, he came out to aid The Rock against Eric Rowan when he beat Eric Rowan in about 5 seconds. And WrestleMania 35, he came out as Word Life John Cena to take down Elias. So again, be sure to correct me if I'm wrong in my assumptions here, what I'm going to say. So, we're going to be kicking things off with his first match, his debut match, WrestleMania 20. He ends up taking on The Big Show in his first WrestleMania appearance for the United States title, and Cena wins to capture his first championship at WrestleMania. This was his first singles title that he won at WrestleMania, and I mean, I can't really say much about the match. It's a match I don't remember very well, but I do remember that Cena had to cheat and use his chain to win the match. But, you know, he was the good guy. Good guys are allowed to cheat, if you guys all remember. WrestleMania 21, he battled John Bradshaw Layfield. This one I definitely remember. And this was when John Cena was crowned the face of the company. I felt this is when they crowned him the face of the company, the new top babyface. He defeats JBL with an attitude adjustment. I know it was called something else back then, but we all know what it was called back before it was called the attitude adjustment. WrestleMania 22, he battled Triple H and was able to win that one as well. So he's on a 3-match winning streak. I mean, to be fair, the guy is 10 wins to 5 losses, so it shouldn't be surprising he has a great record already. So Cena has now beaten Triple H at WrestleMania 32. WrestleMania 23, he battled Shawn Michaels. And he was also the World Tag Team Champions with Shawn Michaels, and I think this was probably by far John Cena's best WrestleMania match. I don't remember his match with Triple H very well, and I don't know, just didn't really like that one. I really preferred the one with Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 24, you already know about this one. I talked about this one in my video about Randy Orton. He versed Randy Orton and Triple H in a triple threat, and John Cena won the Royal Rumble that year. But John Cena wasted his Royal Rumble chance. Instead of waiting until WrestleMania, for some weird reason, he decided to cash that in on Randy Orton at No Way Out for some weird reason. I don't remember the Royal Rumble victory being a Money in the Bank, but, you know, it was so different back then, and I'm glad no one has ever done that again. We've seen the Royal Rumble winner's opportunity be put on the line, like with Rey Mysterio, and when Roman Reigns had to put it on the line against Daniel Bryan. But I hate that. I feel like if you win the Royal Rumble, you win it. You should be going to WrestleMania. You shouldn't have to be putting your title on the line. But to me, it just felt very John Cena for him to just waste his WrestleMania opportunity, but he was able to slither his way back in to the WrestleMania main event. Maybe John Cena should have waited until WrestleMania instead of wasting it abruptly. But yeah, I do remember this one, as I've talked about before, with the one I had talked about when it came to Randy Orton. This one was a loss for Cena. So this was the first WrestleMania he lost. This was his first WrestleMania loss. Randy Orton was the man to snap John Cena's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 25, John Cena versus Edge and the Big Show. Once again, this time it was another triple threat for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know why, but this was such a random-ass triple threat. I don't know why they had to put Big Show involved. Just having Cena versus Edge at WrestleMania, I felt that would have been much better than just involving the Big Show for whatever random reason. But you know, back then, Big Show was kind of someone that, you know, usually kind of hung around the main event from time to time. But John Cena won this and became the World Heavyweight Champion. I don't remember if he was the champion heading in. I think Edge was the champion heading in. Yeah, Edge was the champion heading in, and Cena won it by doing a huge WrestleMania moment where he delivered an attitude adjustment on both Edge and the Big Show, but Edge kind of slipped off the Big Show as the moments came to an end. So there's that as well. WrestleMania 26, John Cena battled Batista for the WWE Championship. John Cena won the WWE title inside the Elimination Chamber, only to have it getting taken away from him, from Batista, and so John Cena battled Batista for the title at WrestleMania, and John Cena wins once again. So Randy Orton's the only guy to beat John Cena at WrestleMania so far. WrestleMania 27. The Miz becomes the second man to defeat John Cena because The Miz battles John Cena for the WWE title. This was more done in a protective way because The Rock came out. He hit the rock bottom on Cena to allow Miz to pin John Cena. Imagine that. The only two people that have beaten you at WrestleMania, one being Randy Orton and the other being The Miz. That is such a weird lineup of people. Like, Orton makes sense, but Miz? I mean, I get they were building up to The Rock versus John Cena, but I don't get it. It was so weird to see The Miz go over John Cena. But of course, it was a protected loss. It wasn't a clean victory. So then at WrestleMania 28, we get that once-in-a-lifetime match as John Cena takes on The Rock, and The Rock defeats John Cena. John Cena taking back-to-back losses at WrestleMania. And we obviously get the rematch between the two at WrestleMania 29, and that's the one that Cena ends up winning. And that was the last time The Rock ever had a full-on match. Now, I know people will say, well, technically The Rock's last match was against Eric Rowan. Should that really count as a match? Should that really count as a match? You know, a lot of people don't seem to really count that as a match, so it is what it is. But yeah, John Cena lost to The Rock, but then he won. Then he got his win back against The Rock. So they're now one match. They're now tied. So I'm surprised they didn't do a third match. But also, the reason why I didn't like the second match is because it ruined the whole tagline that they gave the first one. Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime means you'll only get to see it one time, you'll never see it again. That's what once in a lifetime means. And to see WWE just go against that tagline is so WWE. It was the same thing they did with Triple H and The Undertaker when they came to Australia in 2018. They're like, the last time ever you'll ever see these two wrestle each other, and then they wrestle each other again at Saudi Arabia. Like, the stupid taglines just make no sense. They just do it to hype up the matches, and they don't really mean it in the long run. So I don't know. I just hate it. WrestleMania 30, John Cena defeats Bray Wyatt, and I know how everyone felt about this match at the time, and even I was one of those people that really felt John Cena should not have won this, but I don't know, like, I felt this was the time where John Cena, like, people talk about 2014 being the year where John Cena kind of started putting people over. I really felt it should have started here with Bray Wyatt. So there's that. So there's that. That's just my personal opinion. But hindsight, Bray did eventually get his win back 6 WrestleManias later. So we can kind of look back at it now thinking, well, just like what I said in my video with Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, well, look on the bright side, at least Bray did get his win back eventually. If he never did get his win back, then I think people would have looked back on this as a John Cena really should have put over Bray Wyatt. But he eventually did 6 WrestleManias later. Next is WrestleMania 31, John Cena versus Rusev Machka for the United States title. This was during Rusev's undefeated streak. I don't know about this match. Like, I could sit here and say, well, John Cena should have put over Rusev. When he kinda did at Fastlane, he kind of already did at Fastlane. But the other reason why I think many people hated this feud between Cena and Rusev is because of the fact that it kept going after WrestleMania. Like, obviously John Cena was doing open challenges for the US title, but the next 2 months they had several more rivalries and several more matches between the two. And John Cena just bulldozed Rusev every time. And so, I want to say this was a match I was okay with Cena winning. But after a while, John Cena just really started beating Rusev senseless over the last few months. The I Quit match and all that. It's hard. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say Rusev was buried. He really wasn't. But I felt the feud really should have ended at WrestleMania. John Cena winning at WrestleMania, I will say I was fine with it. Rusev had to lose eventually. And if anyone was going to snap his undefeated streak, a top guy like Cena, makes a lot of sense. Like how I didn't hate Charlotte beat Asuka. So I'm like, well, it makes sense for someone like Charlotte to be the one to beat Asuka's streak. Because if it wasn't her, it would have ended up being Carmella via that Money in the Bank cash-in. So again, take that as what you will. So again, if the feud ended after Cena won the title, I would have been like, okay, this was good. He made Rusev look strong in defeat, but because the feud kept going, I felt Rusev looked a bit weaker in the following months. I'm not going to sit here and say Rusev was buried, even though I know a lot of people will say he was, but I don't really think he was. But Cena winning here did make sense, because Cena did go ahead and start the US Open Challenge, and he started, elevating some of the younger mid-card talents. So I guess we can give John Cena his props when it comes to that aspect. But that's why I felt the feud should have ended. After Cena defeated Rusev at WrestleMania. So the following WrestleMania, John Cena didn't have a match. He was still there, though. He ended up aiding The Rock to take down, he aided The Rock in taking down the Wyatt family, because the Wyatt family were going to attack The Rock after The Rock pretty much squashed Eric Rowan. So there's that. WrestleMania 33, John Cena teamed up with his ex-girlfriend at the time, Nikki Bella, to take down The Miz and Maurice. Can you imagine Cena having 2 WrestleMania matches and both of them were against The Miz, and the only way he ever got his revenge on The Miz was a mixed tag? I mean, at the time, I didn't hate it, because, oh cool, Maurice finally gets to wrestle. I was always a Maurice fan. I've always liked Maurice. So I thought it was cool to see Maurice back in the ring. But other than that, I felt like that was a pretty weird way for John Cena to get his payback on The Miz from WrestleMania 27. But the thing is, this match, it just, considering what happened between Cena and Nikki, it just doesn't age well. Especially the ending, to where Cena proposes to Nikki and says he wants to marry her. Like, the whole thing, and the whole rivalry, the whole reason they were feuding and all that just doesn't age well anymore. It just doesn't age well anymore. You guys know what I mean, right? Like, it just doesn't age well anymore. Like, looking back at it, it just doesn't age well because Cena and Nikki aren't together anymore. Like, it just doesn't age well anymore. If they were still together, sure, we could look back at this and think, oh, this was a wholesome moment. But because of what happened between Cena and Nikki, I don't know, it just doesn't age well anymore. The whole situation between them just does not age well anymore. WrestleMania 34 was when John Cena was desperate to not miss his first WrestleMania, when he technically did miss WrestleMania 32. He was there, but he just wasn't active. I guess he was technically there, so I guess it does count as a WrestleMania appearance. He just didn't wrestle, so he was determined to not miss his very first WrestleMania, as if not being there. We all knew Cena was going to be there. He ended up facing The Undertaker, and The Undertaker beat him pretty quickly. Undertaker beat Cena pretty quickly. I think this is the first time I think we've ever seen John Cena get squashed by anyone. Even during his early days, I don't think Cena was squashed, but it was very rare to see John Cena get squashed. He ended up losing to The Undertaker. WrestleMania 35, John Cena did not wrestle again. He did not wrestle again, but he still made an appearance. He dressed up as the Doctor of Thugonomics and took out Elias. WrestleMania 36 is when he faced The Fiend in the Firefly Funhouse match in the COVID era. WrestleMania 37, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first WrestleMania John Cena missed. I do not remember him competing at that year's WrestleMania. Correct me if I'm wrong, did he compete there or not? And same question here for WrestleMania 38, because I don't remember Cena being at WrestleMania 38. Maybe he might have been there, he might have made an appearance, he might have cut a promo. I don't remember him being at these 2 WrestleManias, so be sure to let me know down below if he was there in any kind of capacity at 37 and 38. And then we get to his final appearance at WrestleMania 39. Until now, because we don't know if he'll be at WrestleMania 40, his final WrestleMania match was WrestleMania 39, where he took on Austin Theory. Now, obviously, people hate this match because Austin Theory won. People hate this match because Austin Theory won, and how this victory did nothing for Austin Theory, and I agree, it did absolutely nothing for Theory. At the time, it made sense for him to win because I didn't really want Cena to win the US title, even though I hated Theory, and I still do, and I still don't like it. It just made sense that Theory should have won the match and have Theory lose to someone who was on the active roster, because you knew Cena wasn't going to hang around after WrestleMania. So there's that. So there's that. WrestleMania 39, Cena lost to Theory, putting his WrestleMania record at 10-5. Will he make an appearance at WrestleMania 40? Who knows? Who knows? But until then, everyone, thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know who you want to see me do next. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to let me know who do you want me to do next. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the other side.